Let's take a look here at section 2A, question 26. So the first one, we just have this warehouse, we have some measurements, and we need to find the area. Area is length times width. And so in this question, we know the length is 64 yards. We know the width is 28 yards, and so we can multiply that together, 64 times 28. And we're looking at 1,792, and this is going to be in square yards since we did yards times yards. Now for the boxes, the important thing here is that it's half of the height, and volume is length times width times height, but in this case, we will have the entire floor, the 64 times the 28, but we're only going to be 3 yards high, and each of these are in yards. Okay, instead of the total 6 yards high, it's just half of that height, so we're going to multiply that by 3. And that is going to give us a volume of 5,376, and this time it'll be cubic yards. Now let's go to part B, where we have a room with a rectangular floor, and we want the area. So the area is, again, length times width, and so our length is 26 feet, and our width is 13 feet. And it didn't really say length and width here, but that's kind of implied when you're talking about a floor. It doesn't matter which one's length and which is width when you're doing this calculation. We have 338 square feet. And then the next question is saying, how much air does the room hold? Okay, well, asking how much air the room hold is really asking you for the volume. So we're really looking for length times width times height, and we'll go all the way to the top on this one since it's the air, and the air is going to go all the way to the top. And so 26 times 13 times 9, we get 3,042, and this is going to be in cubic feet. And then for our last question, this one I forgot to do a circular base problem. Anytime you're finding the volume, it is just the area of your base times your height. And so in this case, it's a circular base, but they give us the area. It's really the same thing for any volume, because with the volume, you take the length and width. If it's a rectangle, well, that's just the area of the base. So the other formula, the length times width times height, we're really doing the same thing, except this time it's circular, so we can't do length times width, but we can do the area of the base. And so here we have 260, and it's already a square foot. And then when you multiply that by 22 feet tall, you need to multiply 260 by 22, and you'll get 5,720. And when we look at how many feet we have those square feet and then one more, and so that's looking at cubic feet.